When you answer though, actually start from who gets to say the N word and why.
Okay, so yeah, so that's why I thought we were going to start with that first anyway.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
So, without going too much into the details, like we all know that, like generally, it's black people that are known for saying the word nigga. Although, like when you look back a little into history, like I guess it was a racial slur that um the slave masters, the masters, and all of that used to call like black people when they were making them do the works and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm guessing it's just something that like stuck, and now like we don't really use it in that context, but like more like, you know how you say, oh my guy, now that's my nigga, or stuff like that. So basically like black people took the word and like kind of changed the context, pushing it away from that like racial slur to more of like a slang in which we used to call ourselves. So okay, when it comes to music, uh it's very very touchy. It's very very touchy because as much as we like to say that okay, we make music for our people, and all, it's not just our people that are going to listen to them. It's not just
Mhm.
black people that are going to listen to black people music. And all, like musicians know how the game works these days. They need to get their streams up so that like they'll get the numbers, which
Mm-hmm.
will generate income. So, and if it's only black people that are listening to your music, then definitely can't
But you
get
can't
those
make
numbers.
music for only black people. That's just the
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. You can't make
Not
me. It's
possible.
not. It's literally not possible. I know, especially since like they are all black. It's not like there's some verification that say this guy is not black. You can't listen to this album. I know there's nothing like that. So, but it's a very very touchy subject, and that's why I don't know if they still do it, but a lot of artists they used to make like clean versions of songs.
Nah, they don't do that
So
shit anymore.
Yeah.
yeah, like these days you hardly see people do stuff like that anymore, and I don't know if this is the reason, but I want to assume that probably it was maybe a certain level of consciousness to the fact that like okay, we're making music not just for our people but for everyone else to listen to. And aside from like the racial slurs, we have like the other you know, what would I call them, curse words and all of that.
Mhm.
And there are people that generally, yeah, people that like swear words and all. There are people that generally don't really subscribe to such
Mm-hmm.
when listening to music. And also I guess without awareness back then, like that's when they used to make like clean versions of songs. But now like I don't think they really care.
You know,
I
it's
know.
funny. I feel like it is a more modern day society that would call for cleaner versions of songs as
Songs,
opposed to
yeah.
back then. But I
Back
guess,
then, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
that's true. But like musicians don't seem to really care that much
Hmm.
again about
So
whether or
Rose, do you
not
think
like,
black people should still use it in their songs then?
well, personally, like
Hmm.
I don't like swearing. I don't like slurs. Although
Hmm.
I say nigga a lot because it's catchy. To be
I
honest,
think
it is
Kamal was the one
catchy.
that started influencing
It
us to
is
sing.
catchy.
Eh?
Ah, no, I didn't do
But
shit, bro.
like in general, it's best to avoid, because if you are doing something and you know that like people might eventually follow suit, people that you do not want to do that thing might eventually follow suit,
Mhm.
then why exactly are you doing that thing, to be honest? Because you might be vibing to a song now, you want to learn the lyrics, but because there are certain things there, because there are certain slurs there, you have to like not say it. You have to like be dodgy because who knows, there might be some black guy watching in the background looking at your lips in maybe a Travis Scott or Kendrick concert. The black guy is watching your lips, and once you say nigga, they've given you an elbow to your face and all. and next thing, rocks, spew, and yeah, probably
You know,
going home. Go ahead, skills. Go ahead.
now I don't know. Like I feel like there's a lot I have to say. Like I have some questions to ask, like Rose, based on what you said. But in general, though, in
That's
general,
good.
no, ask. I think in general, though, like I don't know, like using slurs, like outside of even just N words, like even the whole, F words and
Yeah,
all that thing. Like I feel like, okay, let me start from the N word first. I don't know. I feel like the N word has also transformed, though. Now here's the thing: saying it in a song. I mean, it's like an easy word to rhyme with. I don't know, nigga,
It's very
hover,
easy. It's
jigger,
super easy, bro.
gold digger.
It goes with
Okay,
everything.
yeah, it goes with everything, but that's not even the point. I feel like so rappers should be using their songs here. It's like, yeah, you don't necessarily want white people to say it, but at the same time, you're not the N-word police, right? So you're just trying to make good music, right? So unfortunately, we just can't
yeah.
stop white people from saying it. But like it's just like, yeah, like fuck it. Like, and I feel like also me personally, I find that the N-word it's also like transformed in such a I don't know, like in this society when I first came to uni here, obviously like there are mostly white people in this area. I found that not only did they say it, they called themselves nigga. I was like, get
Yeah.
up, be confused. The fuck out
Interesting.
of I swear, it's a weird dynamic that I don't think anybody else had ever seen. Like actually, I got here
Okay.
one time, like within my first semester in the dorm room. Like I was entering one place with my guy. One he was white, and there were a bunch of other white people in that building. As soon as we entered, he was like, "What's up, niggas?" I was like, "Whoa!" But I didn't even know how to react. You know what I mean? I was like,
Like I was
oh,
stunned.
guy,
Yeah.
I was shocked. I was shocked. You know what I mean? And I've heard it just like in like maybe like house parties. Like I've just heard it between themselves. Yeah, nah, nigga, no, nigga. And I was like, huh? Where am I? You know what I mean? Like even Asians, I've had the Asians like they just say it like oh yeah.
I think they have a word in their language that's it sounds like
No,
nigga,
that's
sha.
Koreans.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
no,
Yeah,
no.
Koreans.
That's
That's
what this.
no.
But
They
you
were
said
saying
Asians
actual.
now. Asians aren't Koreans.
No,
Asians.
and I agree with you. But I'm trying to say that no, the ones that I know, no, they were actually
Okay,
saying
okay.
nigga. No, they were saying something nigga. Like, there was nigga. Like nah,
Mhm.
for facts. Well, I feel you. That's a good catch. And so and his claim to it was like, oh, he grew up in a hood-ish area, and I was like, but that doesn't like
I
make
don't mean
sense.
shit, bro.
Yeah, like so therefore what? Like yeah, I mean, like I don't know, because I've also had another Asian friend too. She was from Malaysia. And then she was like asking me, like, oh, like, can you give me the N-word pass? Like, please give me the N-word pass. Like, I really want to say it. It sounds so cool. And I'm like, yo, I'm like,
Like begging for a piece.
yo, I'm like, you know the thing about giving out an N-word pass here is that person can now it's a slippery slope. So basically, if you give it somebody the
Yeah.
N pass, they're not gonna say it somewhere else. Not be like, why
That's
the
the
fuck
thing.
have you said that now? Oh, like,
Yeah,
oh,
that's the
skill said I
thing.
can say it. So now come back. Like, you can't be doing that. So if any wise person,
Yeah.
if they give you the N-word pass, you can only say it around that person. Because if you think you're gonna go around some new niggas and say nigga, nigga, nah. You know what I mean? So that's one thing. So I feel like the N word has definitely transformed. I don't know why. All these white people claim that they don't say it. They do. Even if it's in front of their mirror, they say it. Yeah, I mean, so I don't know, Sha, for a
Has it
musician,
transformed though? Is it like because when you say transform, I don't
transformed
think
in
it's
terms of like the
changed.
leniency.
Leniency from who? That's what I was going to get at.
Just
Leniency
in
from who?
general, because I feel like I could be wrong, but I feel like you're walking down the street. Say you're walking down the street, you come on, you're walking down the street,
Uh-huh.
and someone walks by you and they're like the white guy, and they're like, "Oh, sir, nigga,"
Nah,
like
bro, that shit ain't cool.
so you start rocks there.
That shit ain't cool, bro.
So what do you do? What do you
I'm
do?
not.
Y'all throw hands immediately.
I'm not a violent person. So I'm gonna start fighting this guy, but I'll definitely be like, "Yo, what's up?" Like, you can't just
And then
say
he'll
that.
be like, I'm chilling. What's up, G?
No. That's the thing. So that's why I said. That's when you said transform. Like you said leniency. That's why leniency from who? Because it's one thing
I feel
for
like in
black people as
general,
a
though.
whole. No, that's what
Uh-huh.
I'm saying. It's one thing for black people as a whole to be like, okay, even though we've reclaimed this word now, and we're going to start allowing white people a bit more leniency to say it here and there. I don't think that's happened though. I feel like
Okay, so in that
there's
situation, if you were in my situation where you're at a house party, there's white people calling themselves nigga, what will you do? You can't do
that's the
shit.
thing. It's not about me doing anything. What I'm trying to get at more so is the fact that okay, white people by and large have been outlawed from saying this word, this one
Uh-huh.
word that they cannot say, in addition to all the other slurs that we're gonna get into later. And I feel like they've kind of by themselves retaken the word and made it seem like, oh, this is not a big deal because you guys say it amongst yourselves. So I can go in my own community and say nigga to my own white friends. So it's not a thing where we allow them to say it. Like they themselves have given themselves the pass to say it. So that's why I said
Mhm.
like transformed, has it necessarily transformed or have they just
You
said
know,
fuck it, I'm just gonna
that's
say it
facts. I
regardless
don't
because
think
I
we've
know you can't do
allowed them.
anything.
Exactly. So it's not like as if we've allowed them, but there's certain aspects in where we can't do anything. So say for example, like that Kendrick, like say it's a Kendrick concert, like
Mhm.
forget about the person going up on stage. The people at the back, like say I don't know, he's performing humble or something. Like he says nigga at least 80% of the song. So
I
it's
think you
like
have to accept that though. If you're an artist and you say nigga a bunch of
so
times in your
say
song, I feel
you're in
like
the crowd and you're in the concert
nah,
that
I'm not I don't have a problem with that personally. Like just cause I know why you're saying it. So it's
okay.
it's it's a it's a song you're repeating it throughout the
So that
concept
one
and
is
the
within
artist
context, so it's
yeah,
allowed.
the artist making that song, you have to know that these niggas are gonna say nigga. Like not all of them, because there's still people that understand why they shouldn't say it, so that they're not gonna say it. But there's always gonna be people that are ignorant to the history of it and just feel like, oh, it's a word in a song, so I'm gonna say it, and I'm at a concert and you can't do shit if I say it. So,
Facts.
and because the artist gave them the platform to be able to do that, I feel like there's nothing you can do. And if anything, if you're gonna blame anyone,
Yeah,
blame the artist.
exactly.
You don't
But
really
that's what I'm
blame
saying.
them.
You can't blame the artist though, because the artist is just
Why
trying to
can't
make
you
good
blame the
music.
artist?
Because he's not
I
the
don't
nigga
care.
police.
I mean, obviously, I haven't given my whole stance on this, but like the artist in that scenario, if you're making that music, because personally, I don't think you should censor your music just because white people are gonna say it. But I
Mm-hmm.
will say that if you're gonna use nigga in a song, you should also
Mm-hmm.
know that white people are gonna say nigga in a concert. So
Exactly.
and you
Yeah.
ju- you just
Can't
you've made
stop.
that song with the acceptance that's gonna happen. Like that's my personal view on it. That doesn't mean you shouldn't say it, but if you do say it, no niggas are gonna say it. So or non niggas are gonna say it.
Yeah. Nah, that's no. Come on, spitting facts. Spitting facts too. So you can't stop them. Is it like you go to
Facts.
every white
Anybody
person's
can
house and you
facts.
monitoring their lips
God,
when they
Yeah,
are
no.
singing
anybody
up
can say
songs?
anything. Facts.
Exactly.
That's
Like
what
you
I'm saying.
said,
Like they say it at
he's not
home
the
for
nigga
sure.
police. For
Facts.
sure, guy. For sure.
This nigga, you say he had a question for Rose as well. What
Yeah, so
question did
Rose,
he have?
so back to you now. So if you're walking down the street, yeah, what I ask Kamal, and then somebody's like, "Oh, what's up, nigga?" Now what?
Man, honestly, I don't know. I really
Has
don't
it not
know.
happened to you before? Rose.
Nah,
It
it's
might
it's
not
never
have.
happened to me.
Really? Skills, I'm
Yeah,
sure it's happened
here
to
I don't know.
Yeah, multiple times.
You know, here
you. It's
is different now. You know, even black America. I mean, the black British guys, they don't really use nigga like that.
Says who?
If you listen to what?
I mean, they do.
Actually, well, I mean, I don't know. They use a lot of like, oh, fam, blood.
But they have a
You know,
lot
what
of
I mean?
slangs.
Yeah,
Yeah, they have a lot of
Brethren.
exactly.
they have a lot of slangs.
Compared to
Yeah.
like nigga, they don't really use nigga like that.
Yeah,
Like
compared to Americans, yeah, they don't use it as
yeah.
much.
So it's even hard for you to see like white people. Definitely, they have their own racial slurs that they might be using. They might not call you a nigga, but they might say something like jigaboos or something along the line. Sha,
Wait,
but
what? What?
What?
What the
you remember that thread where that thread on Twitter when that guy when they were playing that video of those Indian people dancing and that guy said, "I know it smells crazy in here."
Oh
And
my
like
god.
them racist comments went off. One guy
Yeah.
called us jigaboos. And I'm like,
what is that?
what what's that?
Uh,
Oh, guy.
this thing, like,
What
I
does
get
that
what
even
Rose is saying,
mean?
man. Like, I've had people come in, like, I've had friends and people I did not know. My friend that said it, or I say friend because there's only one person I can really think of. He's Asian. I think he's from Hong Kong or so. He listens to a lot of rap, like a lot of rap. And I feel like he was one of those people that just didn't understand why he could not say it. Because he asked me that question multiple times, like, yo, why can't I say it? Like,
The Asians, I think they really
and I'm
don't
like, bro,
understand. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
like, bro, you just can't say it. Like,
Yeah, fucking say it, man.
like you're not black, you're not Latino, you're not. Even though we get the Latino thing is a bit different, but like this word it can never be used against you. Like you never understand what it means, so you just can't say it. Like this is one word you cannot say. But he just could not like get his head around the fact that he cannot say it. So he said it anyway. And like you said, what can I do? Like I can't do shit apart from telling him, yo, you cannot say this shit. And that's where that ended. The non-friend one. But then again, this guy was a homeless guy. I was in Tesco. Oh, around Tesco was a homeless guy that sat in front of Tesco, and he was just like, and he said it like 2, 3 times as well. And I'm like, and I was with my friend as well. She's also black. I just like, I could not do anything. Like, I'm international student. I'm on a visa, bro. I can't do shit.
Can't be
If I hit
risking
this
it on
nigga,
this.
they're gonna deport me. So like, I can't do anything. So you just have to chop that shit and go, bro. Like, there's nothing you can do if someone says it. If you're like native to that country, then maybe you can start racks because like yeah, you can get away with it. But the other issue is, or the other context is when someone says it when you've pissed them off, and this is always the issue for me. When you've
Thank you
pissed
for
them
that.
off and they say it, you know why they're saying it,
You
and
know that no, that is
and
no,
you
you're trying
hear
to
it
fuck.
with
Yeah,
their voice.
exactly.
And for me, as long as that weapon is always there for a white person to be angry one day and call you a nigger with the hard ER because they know you will enter you. You
Emphasis
can't
on
say
the
that
ER.
shit. Yeah, you can't say that shit, bro, because you're always gonna have that weapon available to you. You can't say it, bro. Like end off. Like that's mine.
Fucks.
That's the nigga pass, and that's a different scenario. Like it's like Skill said, you say it to the people around you, and anybody else just don't use it because they might knock you out. So yeah, that's that.
There was this, I can't remember the movie. I think it was Keanu Reeves. I'm not sure, Sha. I've seen the clip on Twitter a couple times where like the guy said something nigger like it was acting. And I was like, he doing that a bit too well, man. This nigga said that too comfortably. What?
I mean, all these slave movies as well that they use them.
Yeah.
So you just have to take it and go. And
Yo.
this movie thing, I'll bring this up later, but when we get into the next topic. But yeah, I don't know if you have any more questions, Rose.
Before actually we get into the next like the whole slurs thing, I think that's what you're on about, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, before that, actually, so because you mentioned Latino, so I kind of want to ask about that. But before that, though, I think in a situation where, obviously we've already said white people shouldn't be saying it, I'm not encouraging any racks. Because me personally, if somebody said that to me today, like I'm not going to start racking anybody. Like I'm
Yeah.
not. It's not even within my. I'm not even. I probably might not even vex that much. I'm just going to be like, oh wow, whatever, and then move on. I've been in situations where, like I said, not only white people saying it to themselves in front of me, which shocked me, by the way, but also actually somebody has even said it to me like with the hard ER, like
Yes,
this
yeah,
nigger, and I was like,
yeah.
raw. Like even some other white friends were like, okay, calm down. I was like, what do you mean calm down? We should be like,
Whoa. Wait, what?
hey, now leave
Yo,
that
that's
part.
kind of crazy though.
No, because he said it like with the intent of like, no, like let's, yeah, I mean,
Like
but
nigga, like a KKK guy or some shit.
hey, I'm just saying somebody got to take revenge on these motherfuckers. Boy. That's what I'm saying.
I feel you. I feel you.
But lastly, Latinos, yeah. So another thing I found too is let's just like Mexicans. They also say it a lot, and it seems to be a thing here in the
Mexicans
US.
or
So,
Latinos?
well, I've mostly met Mexicans. I haven't really met a lot of people from like others, not necessarily, but
Like,
South
are
American
they
countries.
like white Mexicans?
See, that's a good question because I was going to say like I've met somebody this one time, and I think that seems to be the general vibe. I'm like, oh, this guy, like, are you the like American, just like all American? It's like, no, I'm not fully white. Then I'm like, okay, you're half what? Like, I'm half Mexican, and I think confuses me because I'm like, I said Mexicans are white, so like I don't get like, are we then putting them in
Yeah.
a different like
I don't even
Hispanics?
I don't know if Mexicans count, like the majority of Mexicans, like you said, are white. Like nigga, you're white.
Yeah,
You're like you might as well
so
be
like,
Spanish.
yes.
Like just because you're beside the US don't mean shit, bro. I think
Yeah, I've
when we
met
say
a lot of people
Latinos, Hispanics, it's more like
exactly.
Puerto Ricans and Dominicans, like those kind of Hispanics, not
But Mexicans still
Mexicans.
call themselves Latinos though.
Yeah, but they're white though. Like they're proper like
But aren't
white.
other
Like
South Americans, maybe not Brazil, but aren't other South Americans, they're mostly white though, isn't it?
nah,
No?
Dominicans are dark. Puerto Ricans, you can tell they're a bit dark as well. Like they're not white. They're not
So
white.
where do they fall then on the N-word spectrum?
I think so from what I've read, 'cause, they were in the plantations with us in it. So
With
from what I've
us?
read, yeah, with the black guys.
Wait, what they actually do?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
From what I've read, yeah, there were a lot of Puerto Ricans and stuff and on the plantation fields. And they get racial profiled just as much as we do, really.
So based on
I
that,
think I think the only difference is I don't know if a white guy will vex and call them nigger. Like I don't think so. But they get a lot of the same abuse we get for the way they look,
with their skin
and they
color.
also and like even from the police and whatnot, and then they also grow up in similar communities to us. So I think because of that, there's just a general acceptance that they're allowed to say it. Like I don't know the in-depth history on why they're allowed to say it, but from the little bit I've read, that seems to be why they're allowed to say it. And yeah, I mean, a Latino guy isn't gonna come and start calling you, "Oh, you're a nigger." Like, I don't really see that happening. Like, the culture isn't like,
Yeah, no, I don't think so. But like they'll
yeah,
stay amongst themselves and shit. Like,
yeah. But I would say, generally speaking, there's an acceptance that Latinos and Hispanics are allowed to say nigger. So, well, yeah, you're the one in
okay.
America, man. You should be telling us.
I've seen a lot of them. Everybody say it. Everybody say it though. Honestly, that's just my experience. Everybody be saying it. Like white Mexicans, other South American countries, Asians, everybody be saying it, and I don't know why, but it just is what it is. Or maybe it's just this
I,
area in particular.
I guess my bigger issue is just the fact that I feel like white people are trying to force it on us that it's okay for them to say it,
Yeah,
and
basically, if they
it's
say
not
it
for us
so
to
much, we just will get tired and just
we just
allow them to
accept
say
it.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't like that aspect of it because it's one thing
yeah.
for us to just accept, okay, this word isn't used in the way it's been used before, so we can be a bit more lenient. And even if they say it, it's gonna be a big of it. Like that's one thing, but I don't really see that happen. That's never gonna happen, I don't think. So the fact that that's not gonna happen, I don't feel like them just saying it regardless and saying, oh, you just have to accept it. Like, bro, it's one word. Like, there's so many words in the
So
bloody
many other words
dictionary.
you can say guy,
Like, you
G,
don't have to say
Yes.
it.
person.
You
You
don't
can
have to
even say
say it.
motherfucker. Like you can say anything.
But
Like
there's so many things you can say. So I've never really understood just the drive to always want to say nigga, because like even us as black people, there's words we can't say,
like
and
what?
like the ones we're gonna get into, like we can't say that because if we
Oh,
do say
like
it,
which
we're
one?
gonna
Like
get yeah.
Nah,
come
they
on,
need to censor the
come on,
skill guys' mouth.
come on, like yeah.
Hey, if you guys are canceling someone, cancel